High five number 2. There's only 5, so you know we're getting close. Kind of, maybe, sort of. High five number 2. If it be so, we need a faith that can stand in reality, in the face of reality. Whenever we get to penitentiary Thursday night, whenever I go to penitentiary, or whenever I go to the funeral home, that's 2 places that I've learned to face reality. Penitentiary, those guys will be in there. Some of those guys, you might not, I mean, again, you think they're in there working out with weights and watching TV and having a good time, and no, these guys are getting 2 hot meals a day and a sandwich at night. Some of these guys are in an 8x8 room, and that's it. They get out 1 hour a day, 23 hours they're locked down in that place. Even the ones that are together, other than the trustees, they don't see any sunshine. They get those two hot meals a day, and they get that cold meal at night, and they're locked up in their cell for so many hours. They're allowed to come out of their cell for so many hours. But they're not doing all this stuff that you see on television because it's the detention center. And there's some guys there pulling a life sentence. They're pulling a life sentence there. There's something. Now. I had a guy one time say, man, you need to pray for me, you need to pray for me. He said, I'm looking 25 years, 25 plus years. I'm looking life. You need to pray for me. And I was praying for him, and I was trusting him. We were trusting God to do something. And I come back the day after his trial, and he said, I got 12 years. I said, I'm sorry. He said, don't be sorry for me. He said, I spent the last 5 years in here with nothing. He said, at least now I'll be in prison where I can work out with weights and watch TV and go out in the yard and play. He faced reality and tried to make something good out of it. You see, Satan does have the power to bring the heat on. He's got it. You can sit back there and say he don't all you want to, but then you're under the fire and you wonder, why in the world am I doing this? Why am I letting this get to me? Because he does have the power to bring the heat on. He's Satan. He is the most powerful angel God ever created. But our faith needs to face reality that although he brings it on, we can get through this. Whatever he brings, we can get through this. You know, I remember this young lady, she was so full of faith. I watched her so full of faith. And I saw her and her husband, and they started in the ministry, and everything was going good, and then she got MS. She's my age. She got MS. And the next time I saw her, she was a nurse. The next time I saw her, she was on crutches. And then a couple of years later, I saw her, she's in a wheelchair. Next time I saw her, she was bent, twisted. And I walked up to her and I thought to myself, gosh, she's doing your work. She's working for you. She's really got herself sold out to you. Why is this going on? And the Lord spoke to me and said, she's doing more for me now than she could ever do for me if she was healthy. Because the attitude she has can't be broken. You see, our faith needs to face the reality that we may go through the fire. Isaiah 43 and 2, it says, when you go through the deep waters, I'll be with you. And when you go through the river of difficulty, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, you will not be burned up. The flames will not consume you. Wow. Again, every time I go to the funeral home and the nursing home, even the hospitals, especially when I'm in the emergency room and I get pulled in and say, we've got to have a conference, family conference, and all of a sudden I get pulled in there, I say, wow. You know, I lived in Benson, DC will remember this, that I get called all the time. I was a chaplain at Benson Johnson Hospital in Dunn, and I was in the core group, and so there was times I get called in, and I'd stay there all day long. I remember getting called there one day. I got called there in the morning. A lady traveling through had a heart attack. She was Catholic. She was in the emergency room. First floor. Then the second floor, there was another lady that she had cancer. And then on the third floor, there was another man who was having pneumonia. And they went on down, it was like 3 or 4. Every floor, there was somebody on there. And that day, I stayed there, going from floor to floor to floor. But you know what? And then the Catholic priest came in. And when the Catholic priest came in, we sat there in the emergency room, and I said, they wanted a Catholic priest. He said, okay. He stood there and he did the holy anointing, which used to be called mass rites. He did the holy anointing, and when he did the holy anointing, he looked over at me, and he says, when she dies, don't call me. And I said, excuse me? He said, all right, that's all I'm going to do. It's yours, buddy. And he left. And that day, somebody died on every floor. And that day, I ministered to everyone, including that Catholic woman, when she died, to her family. What we do is real. It's not some candy-wandy mess. It's not some mamby-pamby stuff. It's real. People are hurting out there, and we're called to be ministers to them. It's very powerful. It's a powerful thing. And if Satan can't keep us so caught up in ourselves that we don't see what's going on around us, we are out here to make a difference. So high five number 3. Get ready.